Alright, this is the first episode of The Journey. So, I'm myself, Lexodus, and you're...
I go under AriK.
AriK. So...
And we're just going to be talking about the journey of what it takes to become a red pill.
A red pill? You mean just being like a male? Like, how you're supposed to be a male and what society thinks you should be, but you should really be the opposite, really.
And like, we're in a new landscape in society, and we're going to tell you how to like just find little plugins and hacks and how to behave and the ultimate perceptions of what it takes to seg you past like the new landscapes, you know?
Well, right. Alright, now we're recording, but I don't know how the start is. That's alright, let's keep going. So, let's call ourselves some names. So, nickname is Lexodus, and your name is
AriK.
AriK. So, let's talk about something that happened on the weekend. But yeah, what is this podcast about? It's called The Journey. We're just going to be talking about some stories that we've come across through our lives, but mainly to do with relationships, because relationships consume our lives each and every day. Like, you know, you're probably thinking of a girl that you really like. I'm thinking of maybe the girl that I'm liking right now. And you know, someone's thinking of something about the opposite sex. True?
It always happens. Like right now, your freaking teacher, your professor is thinking about sex.
Yeah,
the
everyone's
cop that
thinking
you
about
see
it.
down the street is thinking about sex. Right now, in the back of our heads, we're probably thinking about a relationship right now. It's literally on every single person's mind, and a lot of people are doing it wrong.
Yeah, well...
Even us.
Yeah, we did it wrong. Like, you know, there's so many things that we grew up... You know, we're in our late 20s. And, you know, there's so many things we realise that we've done wrong. And how did we come to those realizations? Obviously, like... from experience, but also like talking to people. And this is the beauty of this podcast, and maybe you'll learn something, maybe you'll realize what you're doing is wrong, or maybe
you'll teach us.
Yeah, maybe you teach us, you know, want your input. But let's go through a story. Like, let's go through a story that just happened on the weekend. So it's about me. So obviously online dating is pretty prevalent in these days. Have you ever done online dating?
I've tried and I failed epically, so
yeah.
I'm not like the greatest at that.
But like online dating is purely visual. Like literally, you're swiping left and right based on the visuals, and especially if you're a dude and you know you're not the best looking dude. Would you reckon you get swipes if you're not the best looking dude?
I think, look, like with everything in life, there's an algorithm, and you can just break it down into a formula. Even with online dating, there's something like you can just... Some people I know, they add pictures with a dog
yeah,
near the ocean with friends, and it seems to work for them. But there's a formula for everything.
But this online dating, it really suits what is loved by the mainstream. So obviously, white guys are going to get the majority of the likes there. White women, maybe? Do you reckon white women?
Well, we don't know. The thing is, we're speaking about the algorithms just so we can open the answers for some people. Like, what's people's... Because I've seen it all. You know what I mean? I've literally seen it all.
Do you know anyone who's doing well on online dating?
Like, I work at a club sometimes, and some people used to come in, and I'd be like, how are you here every week with a new girl? And they're like, okay, this is my Tinder game. Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, they would just boost their pages up, and I'm like, so what do you do? It's like, I just used to make a very funny tagline, and then milk that.
Boost their pages up. How do you do that?
Like, I really don't know how it works, because I really don't use it too often. But, like, yeah, people just boost their pages. Like, I think they just pay like $20, and it puts you first.
So, like, more people view your profile.
More people can view you, right?
Yep.
So it's like a commercial space, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, if you're not paying for this, how are you going to get views? Do you reckon there's more girls and guys, or what? They're equal? I don't even know the statistics.
I don't even know the statistics.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think one day in a few years, maybe even like a decade, they're going to get a giant algorithm for this. Like a lot of, like, you see pickup artists and stuff, they've literally got like the algorithm for texts. And they've got the algorithms for like, okay, this is how the best way to like put up your picture. This is what works for us in a pool sample of 10,000 hours and this kind of blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, there's like a formula to do this shit.
Yeah, they actually find little formulas and what works.
Well, realistically, online dating, it's more suited for women. Like, they say that even like an average looking girl, they'll get like 100 matches just daily, day in, day out. And, for the average looking guys, I reckon you'll be hard pressed to get
Well, I have seen people get 18 to 20, but then out of that they convert 0.3% of that.
Yeah, because girls are inundated with guys messaging them. Guys are horny, and a 5 out of 10 is going to get her ego blown out of proportion by 100 guys messaging her. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, I think you're beautiful. Because when you're horny, realistically, you just want to. Anything that's okay, right?
That's true. And look, it's made for them to not have to work very hard and get a massive ego validation boost, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they're not doing anything. Their value rises because we're just messaging them, and good luck getting a hottie on there. And if you get a hottie on there, they're not going to really speak to you because they've got so many options out there.
The thing is, their level of expectation goes up and up and up and up because the level of desperation goes up, the level of thirst goes up.
But how about I'll tell you a story of what happened on the weekend. I don't think I've fully told you this story. So yeah, dabbling in a bit of online dating at the moment. So one of my friends are like, "Oh, you got to try an older lady." So I'm like, "All right." So matched this older lady on one of the applications, and she's 38. So I'm like, all right, I'll just give this lady a go. So we met up at a bar close to her apartment, and straight off the bat, she walked in, and she looked good, maybe 6 out of 10, on the physical scale. And we sat down, got some drinks. But to cut this story short, man, was she boring. She was so damn boring. And what I mean by boring is monotone. Oh, yep, that's good. Yes, I really like your hair. Oh, really? It's just so boring. I don't know if you've been out with a boring ass chick, but
I have, but this is the direction. This is exactly my point that I was going to make next. Girls don't have to try at all, but the positive is a guy, he gets humiliated non-stop. He's getting blasted non-stop with no's, but he has to develop his own character. It makes him stronger. It makes him wiser. It just makes you such a resilient person. It actually gets rid of a guy's ego, or it actually boosts a girl's ego, and in the long term, it's so much better for a guy.
Well, for the girl, you don't really have to be super funny. You don't have to be really anything. You just have to be, beautiful, hot, and hold a conversation. But this lady, she couldn't hold a conversation. She was boring, real boring. And to make things worse, by the second drink, I was like, hey, I think we should get out of here. Let's go back to your place. And she's like, wait a minute, I don't trust you. I'm like, you don't have to trust me. We can just end it right here if you don't trust me. And then she demanded for my license, my driver's license. I'm like, what the hell? And I said to her, look, this is my social media. I'm a real person. And I just grabbed out my license just for shits and giggles, waving in front of her eyes. And next minute, with freaking instincts of a ninja, she just grabbed it off me, just yanked it off me. And she started writing down my address and my name. I'm like, what the hell? I said to her, I'm like, you're fucking crazy. And she's like, oh, sorry, I am a little bit crazy. I'm like, look, I don't know if I want to go to your place. You might steal my freaking kidneys. What are you doing? This is crazy. But, the horny male like myself is like, fuck it. I want to add this to my list, my collection of lays. Never been with a older lady.
At our philosophy, we call it the positive reference experience.
Oh, yeah.
Everything slowly adds a framework to our beliefs. So even if it's bad or good, at least we learn something.
Yeah, so, I'm going for the reference experience. I'm going for pretty much, all right, if I encounter this again, what were my turning points and how can I react to this situation next time? So, in my head, first time dealing with a super crazy person and a little bit older lady. So, I'm like, all right, you see my credentials, let's get out of here. So we're walking to her place. And this bitch had the nerve to start holding my hand. she
Like
held
in
my
sexual
hand.
way or a friendly
No,
way,
like
a
we're
freaky-
boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm like, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. Why are you holding my hand? Like, I'm like, whoa, this is, you know, maybe it's not too full on, but yeah, you know, my hand had the grip strength of 0. Like, that's how much I didn't want to hold her. And she was such an anti-seductionist. She was like, is this okay? Is this okay? Everything that she did, is this okay? She touched me on the shoulder. Is this okay? I'm like, bitch, just shut the fuck up. Like, honestly, stop asking. It's very much a turn off. Like, and then, you know, I remember, you know, back in the old days when I used to start, you know, noticing girls and stuff like that. I used to think, oh, I'm the nice guy. I'm gonna ask if this is okay. And then I realized this is fucking annoying, you know?
Because you don't know.
Yeah.
This girl probably has no idea.
Yeah, and yes, she's never really been that curious, or she's never had like a trauma for her to investigate how she should act, you know, with the opposite sex, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, we go back to the apartment, and I was, you know, severely turned off by this point. We started getting it on, and literally in the middle of it, I was just like, nah, I cannot do this at all. Like, so let's get into the nitty gritty details. Like, started hooking up. She obviously took off my pants and started giving me a nice mouth massage on my Johnson. You know, it felt good, but at the same time, I was not feeling it at all. Like, yes, so it ended pretty quickly. I was just like, I need to get out of here. And at the end of it, we just chilled there for maybe 5-10 minutes. And, you know, this lady, she was staring at me, like literally staring at my face. I'm like, you're staring at me. And she's like, yes, isn't that allowed? Like, in that tone as well. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, this is creeping me out in a way. So we didn't talk too much after that. I was like, hey, I gotta go. I gotta get back to my area because I got an early start in the morning. And yeah, so, you know, packed up my things and I got the hell out of there. I'm like, wow, this bitch was fucking crazy. Like, how does someone turn into a person like that? Like, I don't know about you, but she was just explaining how she just came out of a 9-year relationship, and I wonder whose fault that was.
It's kind of weird because even like the whole story, it goes back to what you said. How the fuck does a human being become like this? Especially for a girl who's probably had so many open doors from desperate guys. She would see every day what creepy looks like. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, she would definitely see what creepy looks like every day. But, I actually asked her this question. I'm like, walking down the street, do you actually get hit on sometimes? She's like, no, never. So I think I understand this. Like, just reflecting, it's the vibe that she's giving. She doesn't have a good vibe. You know, sometimes like you meet someone, they might not be, you know, super attractive, but it's the vibe that they give that you get attracted to.
Exactly. That's a very, very actually a good point where vibe does. And it's something so intangible, right?
Yeah, you can't really put a finger on it. You're like, there's something about Jess that I really like.
And where does a vibe even come from if you think about it? What is a vibe? Like, what is a vibe and where does it come from?
Where does it come from? I think it's your mannerisms, your tone of voice.
But they all come from somewhere. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know,
that's a good question to put out there. If someone has these answers, if there's some people that know about where a vibe comes from, because it does make such a big difference. Like, how many people out there would actually look at a guy and think he has an amazing vibe?
You're not going to see that on online dating. You can't see that.
You can't see that. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's a good point. And that something like a vibe, it's like, you can't learn it from a book. Maybe you can, and we don't know about it, but...
Nah, I think a vibe is naturally given to you. Like,
I don't think so.
Don't you think so?
No, like where would a vibe actually be? From what?
Well, I don't know about you, but we've known each other for, say, 6 years. Yeah. Do you reckon my vibe has changed?
Yes.
You reckon?
Definitely. Like, that's what I'm saying. Look, we have this friend, right? We call him Jeff, let's just say for example.
Jeff, yeah.
When I first met him, his vibe used to be very, I can't even like describe it. Like, it's very, good boy, conventional good boy, follow the rules,
Yeah.
right? Give him a couple of months, he learned some few concepts that were completely different, and something hit his soul, you know? We realized he needs to change, and change he did. Like, his vibe completely changed, and maybe just information gave him like a new lease on life, but vibes can, I've definitely
Well,
seen
there you
vibes
go.
change.
You said information. So whenever new information comes into you, you obviously express yourself in a different way. Maybe it makes you more confident. Maybe it empowers you in some way that you have a strut walking down the street. I think that's what you're meaning vibe, like as your has a vibe change. But like, I think for that lady, she has a personality of a cardboard. Like I think she can read many books, self-help books, but she'll always have that cardboard like vibe, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know what this girl's gone through. Maybe it was just a lot of bullshit. She looks very paranoid. Maybe some bullshit happened to her.
Oh, it actually did. So I've got this part. She said that there was a crazy story that ensued from her previous date. So she had to call the cops or something. I think she over-dramatized everything. Like, I think she over-dramatized the severity of her last encounter. And that's why she was like all paranoid about, not trusting me. Fair enough, but come on. She yanked the hell out of my license, recorded information. It was like so anti-seductionist transaction. It was like anything you can do to turn yourself off, this lady did it.
So would it have worked for you if she had a way better vibe? Would you have found her more attractive?
Oh yeah, of course. Like, she wasn't bad looking. It's just that her vibe was so damn low. Like, there was non-existent. There was nothing coming out of her soul. Yeah.
I think this is the whole point of today's talk.
Yep.
How a vibe can completely change.
Exactly. Because we're talking about online dating. You can't fucking see a vibe on online dating.
You can't see a vibe, but when you see them and you're dating a piece of cardboard, it's a big difference, right?
Yeah. Well, you've encountered like hotties.
Look, I've encountered vibes. The thing is, I've had these discussions before too, where I have literally lusted after girls that, if you just see them on the street, yeah, they're actually pretty, but you wouldn't be able to differentiate between another pretty girl, right? But when you sit and talk to them, their vibe and their psyche, I think they hit a male psyche right on the head. Like, just, it's not even, a vibe is true, but they've got like a sexual confidence vibe, and they've got like, they know how to hit the male psyche. And I think psychology and vibe are two, like anyone, a girl, a guy, they can really add those things in.
Oh yeah, so it's not just about the exterior. A lot is to do with the exterior. It gets you there.
Look, think about this. Would you rather have an exterior with no vibe and no like female psychology, or vice versa, or would you rather have good looks? Let's answer that question.
Look, I think you can't have too much dominance of either one. You can be really hot, and if your vibe's zero, that's very unattractive. Yeah. You can be very ugly, but if your vibe's higher, you're not gonna attract people.
But imagine the best of both worlds.
Imagine if you had, average looks but high vibe. This is the message I think today. Online dating, is it meant for average people?
It's definitely not. That's
yeah.
But I think like the thing is vibe game, and how to get your vibes up
in real life. Like, I think. What do you think is the best way to meet people these days?
And I want to actually see what other people have to say about like how people change their vibe, or they met someone with an awesome vibe, or just they changed their own vibe and what they did,
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen it in my life where someone talks about vibe game and how to increase vibe game.
Vibe game. Like, you mean, obviously having a great vibe about you, but also able to, strike a conversation with a random person.
Yeah, that's true, but look, we have this thing where you can construct your body, right? You go to the gym, you do your workouts 3-5 days a week, whatever your formula is, for a period of time, and you get a better body. But no one talks about these are the things to change your vibe over time and construct like a more like joyous, sexual, fun-loving, ease vibe. I haven't seen that too much. Like, yes, some people touch on it, but it's never formulaic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no formula for it.
There's no formula for it, and that's why like maybe some people do something unconsciously, or maybe some people actually do have like a pattern in their vibe and that they've done something and just maybe they'd want to share it with us.
All right. Well, what should be the question? You know,
Just share your vibe. Like honestly, like we want to like maybe we wanted to make it around 20 minutes, and maybe we just leave it with like people share their vibe. How give us some stories about how you saw a bad vibe. You've seen some good, like you've seen some bad girls with good vibes. You've seen some good girls with bad vibes.
It's all about them vibes. Yep. So you know you can't see vibe on a dating app, and you can definitely see it in real life. So you know, why don't we all go back to the conventional way of meeting people and, you know, really suss out their vibe. And, you know, there's nothing worse than going to a date and it's extremely polar opposite of what you expected. True?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know, that's my story for the week. Like, she actually messaged me straight after our date. And, you know, should I message her back? No. Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no. All right, so there's going to be more interesting topics along the way. We'll have some special guests on as well. So it's going to be very interesting, guys. And tune in next time.
We'll see you guys soon.